Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is the lecture of gross anatomy, upper limb. The topic of today is anatomy of the arm, the for first professional MBBS. I am Dr. Kalimullah, demonstrator, anatomy department, Gajju Khan Medical College, Sawabi. The objectives of our discussion will be to describe the compartments of the arm, the muscles of the compartments with their origin, insertion, nerve supply, and the action, the nerves of the arm, their cores and branches, and the clinical correlates of the arm, if any. The compartments of the arm. The arm has two compartments. From periphery, the deep fascia sends septa from medial side and from the lateral side, and it dips toward the humerus bone and attaches upon the humerus bone and divides the uh, arm into two compartments, that is the interior compartment and the posterior compartment. The interior compartment is a flexor compartment, and it contains the flexor muscles, and the posterior compartment is the extensor compartment, and it contains an only muscle that is called the triceps, and that is extensor of the elbow and the shoulder. Major nerves and vessels, they supply and pass through the each compartment. Muscles of the arm. The interior compartment. It contains three muscles: the biceps brachii, the brachialis, and the coracobrachialis, the BBC. All the three muscles are supplied by musculocutaneous nerve except the brachialis, which is along with the musculocutaneous, it is supplied by the radial nerve as well. First of all, the biceps brachii muscle. It arises by two heads, the long head and the short head. The long head arises from the supraclinate tubercle of the scapula, and the short head arises from the coracoid process of the scapula. It inserts on the radial tuberosity by mean of bicipital aponeurosis. Its action is flexion and supination, flexion of the elbow and the shoulder, and supination of the forearm. Students, remember that if a muscle is crossing two joints, it will affect both of the joints. In this case, the biceps brachii muscle, it crosses the shoulder joint and the elbow joint, so it will flex the shoulder and the elbow as well. The coracobrachialis muscle. It is deep to biceps brachii muscle, and it is lateral to the median nerve and the brachial artery and the ulnar nerve. It arises from the coracoid process. It inserts upon the medial shape of the humerus bone. It is a flexor and adductor of the arm at the shoulder. The brachialis muscle. It forms the base of the cubital fossa, and students, if you concentrate upon the cut edges of the biceps brachii, the brachialis muscle has been revealed, and the musculocutaneous nerve is diagonally crossing the substance of the brachialis muscle. So its origin is medial and lateral surface of the humerus bone. It inserts upon the tuberosity of the ulna, and the nerve supply is musculocutaneous and the radial nerve. The action, it is the main flexor of the elbow. The posterior compartment of the arm. It has one muscle. It arises by three heads, the long, lateral, and the medial. The long head arises from the infracranial tubercle. The lateral head arises from the humerus superior to the radial groove. The medial head from the humerus superior to inferior to the radial groove. The long head and the humerus and the teres major. In between all these three structures, there is an interval, through which the profunda brachii artery and the radial nerve emerges and passes on the posterior aspect of the arm. The inferior lateral cutaneous nerve of the arm penetrates the lateral head and supplies the skin of the overlying area. The insertion, all the three heads, they combine to form a tendon and inserts upon the olecranon process. It is supplied by the radial nerve and it extends the shoulder and the elbow joint. The nerves in the arm. First, the musculocutaneous nerve. It leaves the axilla, enters the arm through coracobrachialis muscle. It passes between the biceps and brachialis at elbow, penetrate the deep fascia. It continues as the lateral cutaneous nerve of the forearm and supplies the skin of the lateral forearm. The median nerve in the arm. It enters the arm at the inferior margin of the teres major muscle. It passes on the medial side of the anterior compartment lateral to the brachial artery. The ulnar nerve in the arm. It enters the arm with median nerve and medial to the axillary and then brachial artery and penetrates the medial intramuscular septum and enters the posterior compartment. It passes posterior to the medial epicondyle, just upon the bone of the medial epicondyle, and it enters from there into the forearm. The radial nerve in the arm. It enters the posterior compartment of the arm along with the profunda brachii through the triangular interval. It lies in the radial groove in the arm in close proximity with the humerus bone. Through the lateral intramuscular septum, it enters the anterior compartment and lies between the brachialis and the brachioradialis muscles. From there, it enters the forearm anterior to the lateral epicondyle. The muscular supply of the radial nerve are, it supplies the triceps, the brachioradialis, the extensor carpi radialis longus ECRL, extensor carpi radialis brevis ECRB, brachialis muscle. Now, the branch to the medial head of the triceps, it arises right in the axilla before it enters the posterior compartment. The cutaneous branches, they arise in the posterior compartment as the inferior lateral cutaneous nerve of the arm and the posterior cutaneous nerve of the forearm. The clinical relevance. The rupture of biceps tendon, Pope-I sign. Tendon of the long head of biceps is attached to supraglenoid tubercle. The osteoarthritic changes in the joint can lead to erosion of the tendon by osteophytic outgrowths. These outgrowths rubs against the tendon and sometimes the tendon gets ruptured and results in bulging of the biceps muscle during flexion. This particular sign is called the Pope-I sign. The radial nerve injury. The humerus mid-shaft fracture can lead to injury and permanent damage and loss of the function. The patient presents with wrist drop and sensory changes over the dorsum of the hand. The median and the ulnar, both of the nerves, they pass deep in the arm and they are not vulnerable to get injured in the arm. Anyway, the ulnar nerve, it passes just above the medial epicondyle, and in cases of medial epicondylar fracture, the ulnar nerve can get injured. Thank you, students. I hope you would have got something from my discussion. Hope you have a good time. Next time we will meet with another topic. Thank you very much.